You ever hear someone say, that guy is rich, and you just nod along like, yeah, sure, rich is rich? Well, that's because you've never met Mansa Musa, because this man wasn't just rich. He was break the money system rich. And I don't mean metaphorically. I mean, he literally crashed the economy of entire regions. By accident, just by existing too hard. Now that probably sounds exaggerated. And it kind of is, but also not really. And by the end of this, you see why historians basically throw their hands up and say, yeah, he might have been the richest human being ever. Good luck topping that. So first, quick reset. This story takes place in the 1300s in West Africa in an empire called Mali. And Mali wasn't poor. Mali was sitting on ridiculous amounts of gold. Like, we don't even bother counting it anymore, levels of gold. Enter Mansa Musa. Mansa just means emperor, by the way, which is already a strong title. But Musa takes it to a whole other tax bracket. Now here's the thing. Back then, if you were a powerful Muslim ruler, there was kind of a big item on your to-do list. You were expected to go on the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. It's religious, it's symbolic, it's a whole thing. Most rulers would go with a modest entourage. Mansa Musa said no. He went with tens of thousands of people, soldiers, officials, servants, slaves, and every single one of them was dressed in silk. Already insane. But it gets better, or worse. Depends if you're an economist. Mansa Musa also brought camels. Not like a few camels. Hundreds of camels. Each one carrying hundreds of pounds of pure gold. At this point, you're probably thinking, okay, flex noted, but how does this crash an economy? Here's where it gets fun. As Mansa Musa travels across North Africa and the Middle East, he does something that seems nice. He gives gold away to the poor, to merchants, to cities, to literally anyone who looks like they could use some gold. Sounds generous, right? It was. Too generous. Because gold wasn't just shiny back then. It was money. And when you suddenly flood a city with more gold than it's ever seen before, gold stops being special. Prices go up, currency loses value. Inflation kicks the door down. In Cairo alone, historians say the value of gold collapsed for years. Years. One man, one road trip, long-term economic damage. And the wildest part? Mansa Musa didn't even mean to do this. He was just being polite. In fact, when he realized what he'd done, he tried to fix it by borrowing gold back at absurd interest rates to pull it out of circulation, which is the medieval equivalent of saying my bad after detonating the stock market. By the time he finally reached Mecca, everyone knew his name. Not because he conquered cities, but because he casually destabilized them with pocket change. And when he returned home, something else happened. The world started paying attention to Mali. European mapmakers began drawing Mali on maps with a crown king holding a massive gold nugget. That king was Mansa Musa, basically medieval Google saying, yeah, go here. He used that attention to build mosques, libraries, and centers of learning. Timbuktu became famous not for gold, but for books, which is a plot twist history doesn't get enough credit for. So when people ask who the richest person in history was, and someone says a modern billionaire, just remember this. There was once a man so rich that generosity itself became a natural disaster. And that's Mansa Musa, the only person in history whose wealth came with inflation warnings, which is probably why every time we talk about extreme wealth, we're still in a way talking about him. If you like what you saw, then subscribe for more videos like this and see you in the next one where we'll cover more amazing history.